Chapter 4, Lesson 7. We've finally gotten to one of my favorite strategies. It is the distributive property. The distributive property can be used to multiply greater numbers. It combines addition and multiplication. First, the numbers are decomposed, which is just written in expanded form, or broken down into parts. Then, the parts are multiplied separately and then added together. Might seem like it takes more steps, but it does make it easier to work towards solving these in your head. And that's why we practice it. I also found over my years of teaching that this strategy tends to be more apt to get success for kids who are struggling with these basic facts. It's better practice of the basic facts, and you're much more likely to get it right if you do it this way, especially if you're struggling with your multiplication. So, Chef Cora hard-boils 6 dozen eggs each day to make egg salad for sandwiches at the food court. How many eggs does she hard-boil each day? So, 6 dozen eggs, and then it goes to the question, how many eggs does she hard-boil each day? Oops, that should be blue. And you may be thinking, where's the other number? Well, the other number is, we need to know about dozen. So we can make dozen a keyword, because that tells us our other number. There are 12 eggs in 1 dozen. So this is our other piece of information. And you might get to a point where they don't tell you that. You need to just know. I know it will happen when we get to converting measurements. So we're going to find 6 times 12. First step is to decompose 12 into 10 plus 2, which, as we did on the area model, looks like this. We have the 10 and the 2 over here. So then we think of 6 times 12 as 6 times 10 and 6 times 2, because we've got 6 times 10 and 6 times 2. I like to call this the rainbow property. You see kind of a rainbow arch pattern. You'll see it again here in just a second. So I'm writing out 12 as 10 plus 2. And because I have to multiply both of them by 6, I'm going to put 6 as my other factor for these multiplication. Now, this is something you can do in your head, but we're going to show our work. 6 times 10 is 60. 6 times 2 is 12. And this looks like a regrouping one if we were doing it the standard algorithm. 60 plus 12 is 72. So, Chef Cora hard-boils 72 eggs each day. Okay, and I said it's the rainbow property. Let me show you. Because we take 6 times 12 and we break 12 into 10 and 2. So we've got sort of those rainbows happening, which ended up, I don't know, I just called it the rainbow property because it sounded cute. And example 2. 27 students are attending a performance at a children's theater. Each admission ticket is $5. What's our question? What is the total number of students? And each is a keyword. So we're going to write an equation. C represents the total, write an equation. So the cost is something times $5. Well, going back up, 27 students. What is the total cost for the 27 students? So 5 times 27. And you'll see the next step underneath it says find 27 times 5. Now this one's difficult to do in our head. These, however, are not. 2 times 5 is 10. So 20 times 5 is 100. 7 times 5 is a basic fact. You should quickly be able to get that it's 35. If you can't, you need to practice that. And when I add these two, the sum is 135. And 27 times 5 is 135. That means C is 135. So the total cost for 27 students is $135. And that's that example. So you can talk with your partner, practice explain how to use the distributive property when you're doing 3 times 24 or 24 3 times. When you get to number 12 on page 237, what they're asking you to do is write the equation shown by this. So you're going to have to count how many boxes there are across and how many boxes there are up and down, and that's going to give you your two factors that you're multiplying to get your product. That's what they're asking on this number 12.